hacer lo que ella me pide y nos montamos en este Remy para que el sol lo brille. Te juego fútbol, también te suelto mi fraseo. Se me hace fácil cuando suena este perreo. Andamos lo que somos, nunca con fariseo.
Parceros, welcome to the Parceros Take episode 16, featuring our boy Andy and our boy Santiago Lopez. Parceros Take, environment, everything do with La Selección Colombia. Today we'll be talking about the call-ups to the upcoming qualifiers against Peru, Argentina, the matches against Peru, Argentina, and possible lineups, and also Lucho Diaz to Tottenham, to Liverpool. Where's he going? So without further ado, thank you, Andy and Santi, for joining. And first time we have 4 guests. First time Santi joins us, our parcero from Atlanta. How are we doing, bro?
Good. Happy to be here. Happy to talk some selección, some Luis Diaz. For the sake of my ultimate team, I hope he doesn't leave Porto. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, bro. So, and Andy joining us directly from La Ciudad de Barranquilla, where La Selección will take on Peru on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Andy, how is the vibe in Barranquilla?
So it's ready, man. The party's ready. Barranquilla was ready for Carnavales, which is not happening in February. So,
bro, it's crazy.
They're a little let down, but there's already a lot of people out here. I'm seeing jerseys. I saw some Peruvian jerseys already in the airports in Medellin.
That's crazy.
So, va a estar bueno el partido.
Va a estar bueno, and you're rolling deep, man. He told us you got a whole squad going down, so it's gonna be a good time, no?
Yes, sir. We got a squad out here ready to apoyar como siempre, sufrir, sudar y emborracharnos. Perder o ganamos, vamos a emborracharnos.
como buen colombianos. But yeah, parceros, welcome to the Parceros Take. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe. Press that comment button. Like, you guys make it fun when you interact. So please interact with us. Ask questions.
If anyone needs a timeout, let us know.
Yeah, bro. We'll put Santi and Andy on a timeout real quick. And run.
The takes aren't that hot today.
I don't know. We'll find out. But
we'll find out.
Without further ado, let's talk about Peru, man.
Let's talk about the call-ups, man. Let's talk about Colombia first. Let's talk about the call-ups. Any surprises? Who was left out? Who was included that surprised you? Inestrosa? Inestrosa surprised me.
I think Inestrosa surprised himself for being on that list. I think he even said it in one of the press conferences. It was kind of like, kind of taken aback. I was kind of surprised by Asprilla too. Not gonna lie, like I know that le están haciendo mucha propaganda, but it feels like it's such a quick move to put him in that lineup. I'm not mad at it. I was definitely surprised by it, but I think my biggest player that's missing that should be there. Well, there's 2. For me, one is Cuesta, without a doubt. I know that there's always a conversation about rhythm and players not being informed or whatever the case may be, but I feel like if you look at the team as a whole, the way that he had been playing with Colombia had been really, really good. So I feel like he should have been a no-brainer. And then for me, Jairo Moreno. I mean, Jairo and Lucho on the left side had a bit of chemistry in the little bit of time they played. Mm-hmm. They looked really explosive. They were kind of giving us starting from the back offense, which is something that we really desperately need. And Jaido's not afraid to get up the wing, and obviously him and Lucho, we saw the clips of them doing tiki-taka and all that stuff. So
I'm intrigued to see, was it a rhythm thing? Because he played like 25 minutes the previous game.
But the thing to me about rhythm is funny because, like, you take somebody like Borja, for example. He's only played 1 game with Junior, and then he played the friendly, and he was basically non-existent in that friendly. So you could pinpoint rhythm with really any player on the list.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Mina. Mina was his first game back, and how long he was in and out of the team, injured, and you got the straight call up over Cuesta.
Right.
It's just like,
but even then, I think Cuesta is dealing with COVID or injury, so maybe he hasn't recovered fully from either or both. Jairo, it is odd to see him not on the list because his combination with Lucho was great to see against Chile, and I think that left side is really our weakest point, right? And I'm gonna get into it with Fabra, because Fabra, I think, deserves a call up. He missed out in the last World Cup, and he hasn't been included in the match days for Colombia for these qualifiers. And
if you're gonna call up Inestrosa, come on, man. That should be Fabra's spot.
Exactly. If you're gonna play Tecillo, at least play someone that will run up and down that wing. And I said on a previous episode, like, it was Pablo Armero under Peckerman, right? like maybe technically he's not the best, but he will run his ass off, right?
And I think that's the reason why he quote unquote called Inestrosa, because he is an attacking minded player, could play the wing. We've said it, time and time again on the episode. He's a multifaceted type player, but Fauda can give you that attacking mindset, coming from the back. So
I mean, it was Fabre's spot to lose up until he got like injured. Literally, the friendly before the World Cup, I think it was, or somewhere around there. It was like the second to last friendly before the World Cup. It was his spot to lose. Like Mojica was the backup, and even so, Mojica played well. It was still Fabre's to lose, and so it's kind of weird that they just kind of went back on him. Like, I know he's had his trouble like off the field and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, what matters is on the field, right? And he performs for Boca. He's undisputed starter most of the time when he's not having his little off-field antics. So it's kind of weird, to call up a really young, yes, attack-minded player, but Fabre's just so much better to not be like on the bench.
I agree. Yeah, we also got a couple losses. We suffered a couple losses. As you guys heard, Lerma and Muriel, which are, starters. I felt like this would have been the time for Muriel to step up. He was
para quitarse la sal.
Sure. I mean, right beside Lucho, you could probably say Muriel was at top form coming into these qualifying matches. So it was rough, man. It was rough seeing that loss.
Right.
And Lerma.
But who replaced him?
Cantillo
and Luis Suarez, which to me was kind of random, because if you look at the lineup, we can't score, right? We haven't, like, we're just like moving past the fact that we can't score. But we have 7,000 forwards, and it's like, all right, we knew Luan wasn't playing this round because of injury. Now we have Muriel out, who to me probably should have started had he been healthy. Whether or not I would have started him is a different thing. But
yeah,
then you look at Borja, you look at Falcao, you look at Buffalo, who got called up, and now we add Suarez to it, and it's like
another number 9,
another one, and it's like
another 9 that needs to be fed.
Exactly.
That's what I don't understand. We're needing those wingers that could create, more winger type players. I would have wanted Duen Vergara to be called, the one Vergara to be called. He was playing well in Monterrey. Unfortunately, he got injured this past weekend.
ACL injury, nonetheless. Mm-hmm. So he's out for 6 months. He's gonna miss the Club World Cup with Monterrey. So it's a big loss for Monterrey, a big loss for Colombia. Even though I don't even know if he's being considered because he hasn't been called up previously. So it's a big loss. We need those wingers, and that's why I thought Cucho Hernandez could have been called up in the absence of Muriel, because Cucho for Watford plays striker. He's at number 9 that maybe Israel wants because no one else is scoring, and he can also play on the wing. So and he's been called up in the past for Colombia once, and he scored 2 goals. So la camiseta no le pesa, no?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm just really surprised by the moves. I mean, Cantillo to me deserves it. He's been playing well, but that's another thing, right? Like, Lerma wasn't playing this first game because of yellow card accumulation, and neither is Estel Troman Cuesta. So it's like you already know those 2 players are going to be Barrios and Mateos hands down. So the Cantillo move kind of makes sense to have another body there, at least for the sake of having that. But to me, the Suarez move is like, dude, we didn't need to add another 9 there to basically kind of crowd that up, because if we think about it, we really are going into this game not really knowing who's starting there. And I feel like we've gone into the past 5 games not knowing who's going to be the starting forward. And I'm like, that kind of factors into the problem that they can't score. And we're like, yo, do we want Duan? Do we want Falcao? Do we want Borja? Do we want Muriel? And it's like, right now, I don't want any of those guys, if I'm being honest. Like,
no, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. It's wild.
It's ridiculous. I understand, like, for example, you said Falcao. Like, I understand the call-up of Falcao. Like, it's the leader of the locker room, right? James lost that locker room a long time ago, so they needed to put somebody in there that could lead and put the team in the right direction.
Should have been Teo, bro.
Me voy.
No.
Should have been. I mean, I'm just not to start out,
but up, bro.
The last chao, papi, chao. Nos vemos. Esta semana está en Barranquilla. ¿Qué importa? No, it shouldn't. They could have brought Teo for the last 25 minutes. I'm sorry, man. Like like we're just mentioning, you have strikers on strikers on. You have 9s on 9s on 9s. We need creators. We've needed like like I said last episode, I cannot. The last thing we wanted was Quinterito to get hurt, and he freaking got hurt. Now we only got James. Apart from that, what creators do we have? James and Yaser. Like, are we gonna play Yaser? Like,
Antonio Rodriguez says Arango as a creative midfielder at the end of the last game against Paraguay. Still haunts me.
Arango y Borré, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Teo, thank you so much,
bro.
Antonio.
It was so
Perfect
funny
example.
Arango, Duvan, and Borré on the field.
And Borré were
and they occupy the
creators.
same space, man.
And they were all creators. It's those moments that you don't need another 9. You need a whatever. Teo, at least, you know, he barely moves, but he could create something. He could at least like bother the ref. But he's smart. You know, he knows how to drive the game. That's what he's done in Deportivo Cali. I didn't like him before. I didn't like him too much. But at least if you're going to put Borré and Arango to create the last 25 minutes, Teo could have been called up, man. No, but right now, who do you play at that time? In the last 25 minutes?
Even if Teo doesn't make the World Cup squad, I mean, this is a process.
Yeah.
The goal right now is to make it to the World Cup.
Exactly.
And, you know, Teo can help you.
I don't want Teo against. I don't want to play Teo against Argentina, but against Peru, against
he'll get the job done, right?
He'll against Peru, against whatever, against Paraguay, we could have used them, but that's not neither.
You mentioned creative, man. Asprilla is a guy who can play in the middle, on the wing. Do you try him in this match? Because you're playing at home against an inferior, well, technically an inferior, or on paper, I mean, inferior opponent. So, do you play him here?
You definitely. If it's 0-0 in the 60th minute, you got to put all your cards on the table. Which I honestly, I'm 75% sure is going to be like 0-0 in the 75th minute, because that's how it's been. That's how it is, and that's how it's been. So he has to put all his cards on the table, and Asprilla has to be one of those cards. Because the man, I saw his highlights against, what was it, El Salvador in Fort Lauderdale? Honduras, sorry. He cooked. He looked good. And against Peru, if it's tied 0-0, you got to put all your cards on the table. And I'm sorry, but if you're telling me you're going to leave Asprilla on the bench and you're going to put in
Alzate, he's going to put Alzate.
Alzate based on one game versus Chelsea, but based on one game versus Chelsea, what are you doing? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Andy, how do you see Yaser? Está muy verde, or is he ready for la selección? Is he ready for this match?
I hate.
Or you think this is like publicity stunt for him?
Like, I mean, I think it's twofold, right? Like, I think he's actually a really talented player that obviously has shown qualities and is, you know, making that progression, right? But at the same time, you know how Colombia is con la propaganda, man, and that's the thing that I don't like. I don't like. This what Santi said is spot on. Like, this game is throw everything on the table, because if you lose this game, ya estamos volando. But at the same time, it's like to think about throwing a kid of that, you know, that young, of that, you know, caliber into a game like this I just hate the thought of it. I don't hate the idea that he could come in and fix the game and show out like he did against Honduras. I just hate the fact that he's such a young kid that they might be telling him, hey, we really, really need you, like, right now. Because sometimes el problema
we need that type of.
All right, and I'm fine with it, because the same thing back in the day with Marlos, like when he started getting to la selección and he came in and had
he was balling, bro.
He went crazy. It was dope, but I'm saying that makes sense, right, for that moment. But if you think about the future, nobody knows where the hell Marlos Moreno is at right now, and it's like that's what I don't want. His ninth club, right? You don't want that to have him be like, okay, he comes in, he has some good moments. Colombia goes to the World Cup, whatever happens. And then in like 3 years, we're talking about this kid that is supposed to be in the EPL and playing, you know, who knows where.
Hey, but to Marlo's defense, he actually got put on in the last 25 minutes.
And he went out.
He went out.
But that's what I'm saying. It's comparable.
That game against Bolivia, he balled out. And he wanted that point. He wanted that point with Cardona.
Yeah, with Cardona, for sure. I remember that. And Asprilla could do the same thing. But it's like, once again, like that, we need that now.
We don't need to depend.
Everything on the table right now. Pero para el futuro parece que no lo quemen muy rápido.
We need to treat him more as a luxury than, you know, a necessity at the moment.
I like that.
Yeah. They can't make the same mistake with Marlos Moreno. Just the advertisement they gave that poor kid, and then got him a spot in Manchester City where it's like Manchester City didn't even know who they were getting, because they loaned him out right away. They didn't even give the poor kid like a chance at the U21s or something. You know what I mean? So for Asprilla to be called up this early and for me to say, yeah, he has to be the one. He might be the one that saves us and sends us like to the win against Peru, it gives me Marlos Moreno vibe where I was like saying that 6 years ago against Bolivia. And now, no, again, he's like at his 9th club in like 4 years.
For sure. Miguel Guerrero says that if we're up in score, why not try him out at the end of the game? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like
if we're up, I'm with that.
Let's hope we're up, man. I mean, we haven't scored.
I hope so.
Yeah, like, bro, if we score, man.
If we're up, take Ospina out, man. Forget it. Put him in bubble wrap and send him to Buenos Aires early, yo.
Yeah, no, talking about Peru, man.
If we're up, put Quintero in bubble wrap too, bro.
Nah, but talking about a little about the game against Peru, how they're a team that Gareca has been building for years now.
Interesting team.
It's a project he's been building for years. They started off really weak in these qualifiers, had kind of like this revival midway, and now we're tied, and the only thing separating us on the table is goal difference.
It's a team that's gone through its process. You know what I mean? And they understand how to follow the game plan. It's a very tactical team. If they want to attack, they can attack. If they want to sit, they could sit. If they want to control the ball, they can control the ball. They have a lot of quality players. However, they're missing some guys. They are missing some key guys in the back. Advíncula, as you guys know, right back for Boca Juniors is out, and 2 of their left backs are out. Trauco and Lopez got injured back in their friendly versus Panama. So as of right now, it looks like it's gonna be.
I think Aquino too, right?
Aquino,
he plays for America.
Aquino got injured. You know, he's a CDM. He plays for America, but it's not to say that they don't have good guys. They still got Cueva, Tapia, Yotun, Carrillo. What is it, number 9? La Padula, bro. They still got their guys.
And those missing players that you said Peru has right now, son claves because I think they're most effective on the wings, right?
I think
they're most effective.
They're big,
and I think what they're gonna do in Barranquilla is gonna sit back, and their plan was before their absences of their wingers and fullbacks was to sit back, kind of absorb, and then counter through the wings through Carrillo and Flores on the left, right? So it's gonna be interesting how it pans out for Peru if the matchup Colombia, depending if they come out 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 with James as enganche. I don't know how you guys see it. That potential matchup between the formations. Do you see Peru attacking through the wings, sitting back, or do you think they van a proponer?
No, I think Peru are gonna sit back. They know the struggle right now for Colombia is scoring goals, and they're just gonna take advantage of it, and then pray that they're gonna get that one counterattack where they're just gonna get everything disorganized in Colombia. But to go back on what you were saying about Peru, they have key guys missing. But the thing about this team is that they're like a vintage Cholo Simeone Atletico Madrid. They will fight for their manager. They will fight for the game plan until the end. Like they don't care if they
like Colombia, right? Care. They love their managers. They're just like Colombia.
And that's what makes them dangerous. Even if it's the 3rd string left back, the guy already has in his head the game plan, what he needs to do, how it needs to be done, and it's still dangerous. It's still very much as dangerous.
Yeah, so you're saying it's like very plug in whoever at whatever position. But their instructions are clear.
Just like Atletico Madrid, everyone has those same instructions. Whoever Simeone takes out, the person that takes in is like a machine. They already know what needs to be done, and that's why Peru has done so well, so much better than Colombia, to be honest, in these last 4 to 5 years. In Copa America, maybe not in the World Cup, but in the qualifiers and in the Copa America,
they've had our number. They had our number the past couple of years,
and and no one talks about that. No one talks about that.
Well, it's like Ron mentioned. It's like it's a process, right? And it's this process that has been coming together, which got up to a tough start, but now you're seeing that progression where you're saying you could take some players out and plug some players, and they could still be as dangerous or somewhere close to that. And that's because they've been dealing with that process and kind of going along that. which is something Colombia hasn't had. You know, we were stop and go with Cato.
Uy, se le acabaron los
We're
datos.
still trying to figure out
los
certain
datos.
pieces and play certain people. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest thing. So my bad, you know, Barranquilla shit over here, but it's tough. Peru is gonna be a tough matchup. Peru's always gonna be a tough matchup. They play good football, and I think they're gonna sit back too, because like you guys saying, we can't score, and everybody knows that right now. So you got to kind of take a step back, but it's those dudes could take it to us as well, man. You can't be too confident playing them.
All right, so we've spoken about Peru. All right, so Ron, what do we need to do, man? Like, talk to me. Like, if you're Rueda,
what do we need?
Other than scoring,
I want to read about Miguel Guerrero. He writes, I think Peru won't sit back. They have a good midfield to keep the game in the middle. They're going to look for Cueva. They're number 10, Carrillo on the right. And
Trauco's out. Trauco's out.
To fill up on the counter. Yeah, I think they're going to hit us on the counter. They do have quality in the middle. But I think their strengths are on the wings, like you said, with Carrillo. Carrillo is a monster. He's quick. And for me, I think he's Peru's best player.
Oh, yeah, he's their X factor.
And
sure.
not talking about
him and Cueva.
Not talking about Pedro Galese. Bro. We didn't even mention about him, but bro,
it's one of those keepers that he can win the game. He'll win the game for
easily.
You. He's going to be a key player. He's going to be a key player. But Colombia, I think it really depends. You know, Colombia is just so unique in the way that in the first 10 minutes, you know, this team's going to either, you know, lose 4-0 or win.
Or it's going to be like, otra vez, parce. Or we're going to tie 0-0. Or we're going to tie 0.
You know how the team's going to look for the rest of the match in the first 10 minutes. And in the scorching heat of Barranquilla, Andy, is it hot out there or no?
It's hot, man. I brought my little aguante hat to keep me
and it's nighttime right now.
You don't see that big old AC unit like behind him?
No, despite his camera quality, I see, you know, a little sweat bullets dropping down. No, I'm playing. Pero, yeah, Colombia, I think, needs to come out with a 4-2-3-1. I think James can't play on the wing because they're going to kill us on that because James is not pressure. James does not come back on defense. His work rate is really low, so you can't play on the wing. You can't match him up against Carrillo or Flores because he's going to get killed, right? I think he needs to play the enganche in the middle, just leave him up there and let, you know, the 9 people around him.
So you're saying, so who would you put right next to James?
Cuadrado, man. It has to be Cuadrado, man.
No. And, like up top, you put James and enganche, right?
Up top?
Enganche, and then Borré or Borja.
Which, in my opinion,
it hurts me.
In my opinion, it's gonna be Borja. We know it's gonna be Borja.
I was gonna say it's gonna be Borja though,
because
Borja
of
plays in Barranquilla.
In Barranquilla,
because it's Barranquilla. The quality is Barranquilla.
It's the same thing when it was with Baca and all of them. They always played in Barranquilla, even though they, for some reason, they never deserved to even get called up. They always started in Barranquilla, and sometimes it resulted in us winning. Most of the time, it really didn't.
I said Borré because more of his work rate. His work rate
I
is,
completely agree.
You know, one of the top in the world, man. Like, ridiculous how well he pressures, how many pelota recupera. So, but yeah, I think Borja is going to start because of his physical attributes, because he's playing Barranquilla and now he plays at junior. So, and he scored. He scored in the past, even though it's been a while. He has scored for La Selección these eliminatorias. So.
Yeah, like, to me, I think the most important thing is their Achilles heel, which what we think is going to be their Achilles heel, and it's their, you know, right and left back, which is not necessarily their starters. So that means I want Lucho on the left and I want Cuadrado on the right.
Attacking.
Attacking, and to win free kicks, to win those matchups. We need those 2 players. Got to be key. It's time for Cuadrado to step on in La Sele. It's time for Lucho to step up in La Sele, and they need to start winning those 1v1 matches. How can we get them in those 1v1 matches that can create, you know, greater possibilities of scoring? That's what we need. Y si es Borré y si es Borja, que la mande a guardar.
Okay, right. And then so at central midfield, we don't have Lerma. Well, Lerma was out anyways because he had a accumulation of yellow cards.
So
it's going to be Mateos y Barrios?
Mateos.
Firme.
I think, so we said the midfield. In the back, Yo, Rueda always throws something like in the air. Like he has a surprise. And honestly, I think it's gonna be in Estrosa, bro. I think he's gonna play in Estrosa because in Estrosa plays in Barranquilla. So I think he's gonna play him. I think he's gonna start him out wide, bro. Which I think it should probably be Mojica because it's the out of Tecillo and Mojica, that's the most decent one that can I guess at least run up. But dude, I think he's probably gonna pull something out of his and put in Estrosa, bro.
Vamos a ver. I mean, Mojica has had a good past couple games for Colombia.
Yes.
You know, that game against Brazil, he was excellent. That 0-0 draw, right? So I think the back line will be Jerry, Davinson. Davinson,
I'm gonna
by
turn
the
off
way,
my TV if I see that. If I see those two playing together, I'm gonna turn it off my TV.
Davinson is back. Davinson is something.
Mina. But the thing is, I've said this to you guys before. When those two play together, one of them always makes the biggest mistake of the entire game, and it never costs us in a goal. I don't know why, never does, but it's bound to happen. When it's Davinson and like Cuesta, or when it was Davinson and Tecillo, that was good. Tecillo as a left center back, he was all right. And I forgot, who was it against? Was it against Paraguay that he played against? That he played as a center back, or was it Brazil?
who Davinson?
No, Tecillo.
Tecillo?
Yeah.
No,
It was one of those games.
He plays there a lot in Mexico. That's his spot,
He
right?
plays there a lot.
In Mexico.
That's his spot.
That's in a three line on the left three line, bro.
Exactly. But you if you tell me you're gonna put Mina, who just got back from an injury, in and out of a team, I'm not sure.
All right, so let me ask you something, Santi. Who do you play then? Oscar Murillo?
No, Murillo.
You play
No.
Davinson?
No. I keep Tecillo in where he's most comfortable because that way he doesn't push up. And that way he doesn't touch the ball that often.
So Tecillo and Davinson would be your back line?
Yeah, because Davinson's back. He's back. Like the resurgence, bro. How many times did they play Chelsea this last month? Like 2 or 3?
Times.
Kept Lukaku there, 0. Lukaku had him once or twice.
Hey,
but overall,
who won though?
It doesn't matter. I know you're a Chelsea fan.
I work for Chelsea.
Oh, okay. But you still get Lukaku to 0 goals. 0 goals and 0 assists. So that means it's back. So it really, if you put Mina there, Mina is slow, distorted by like he's just so like weird.
But
what does it mean?
The corner
kicks. Yeah. But when's the last time? When's the last time?
Oh, it could be Friday. It could be Friday.
And one thing Rea has focused on, and he focused on a lot for the friendly versus Honduras, was set pieces. He mentioned it a lot in his press conferences. How much they were working on it. So we need that free kick specialist for sure. We need James.
That's why I'm very excited to have James.
How many goals weren't scored that James left on a plate in corner kicks for Colombia against Paraguay? There's like 3. The Borja had 1. James left it literally just put your head on it, put your head on his son, and it's golden. And the man straight up missed it. So yeah, for you to tell me that they've been working on like free kicks, corners, and stuff like that, I believe you because it was looking rough.
Yeah. So we've been Ospina in the back, right? We can all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's good,
but this is the lineup that we would like to see, right? A 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
But the lineup that we think Rela is gonna play
is a 4-4-1-1. Like, yeah, with like 1-1 with like James kind of, coming down and doing his thing.
Yeah, I think Rela is way too pragmatic, way too protective of his style of play. I think he's not going to differ from that 4-4-2. If we see a 4-2-3-1, I think we have one step in the World Cup in for Qatar, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see a 4-3-3.
No, it's not gonna happen.
No, y'all think so?
I
low-key.
I love that. I actually like that.
I liked James having that protection on that right hand side to just freely move around because he had Cuadrado, and then you have such a defensive minded right back like Stefan Medina. So Cuadrado and James just had just the space to move around. So that's why I don't know. I wouldn't mind a 4-3-3 with James and Cuadrado on that right hand side and Mateos and Barrios.
Jonathan says, what about a back 3? I think a back 3 is too defensive for one striker that plays where Peru usually deploys one striker, which is La Padula. So I think it's too defensive. Usually when you play back 3, it's because you're you're facing 2 strikers now.
No,
I can only see a back three if he doesn't play any natural fullbacks. Like if he plays like Cuadrado as like a wing back and like Mojica, and they just sprint and you keep it all interior, you keep it all pressure in the box, it could work.
Hey,
or
man.
if they get a red card, that's the only way I see it. Because
Yeah.
Rueda won't switch it back.
No,
I'm serious. Rueda, like Ron's saying, Rueda's so pragmatic. Dude, it's gonna be a 4-4-2. It's probably
4-4-2 died.
Usually when he switched
to
to a 4, usually when he switched to that 4-3-2-1, what is it? 4-2-3-1. What is it?
4-2-3-1. But I don't think he's ever played it.
No,
that was Peckerman's thing.
But he'll switch it. I think he switched it before, like in mid-game. I think he did it once when he brought in.
The only times he switched was when he goes from a 4-4-2 to 3 in the back, which we saw against Argentina, and then we saw Cuadrado on the right, and then whoever on the left.
But that's and then that's something that Antonio just said. See, something that I don't want to see is Cuadrado at right back, and this is why. Because that right back position is solid, man. We got Dani Munoz and Stefan Medina. I don't care which one of the two you put there. I feel like they both are nice. They can both create going forward, and they can both, lock down one full side. Like on either or. I'm not arguing about those two anymore. They're both nice. They can both create. They can both make crosses. They could both defend. And secondly, man, we need Cuadrado up. I need my boy to get hit to receive closer to the ball, to the box, so he can stop, do a little pause in front of the defender, and just do his little. He's going right. It works 60% of the time, every time.
Which is crazy. It's crazy that we're talking about Medina and Munoz like that. Because remember when we had Arias, we were always like, "Oh, who's gonna be that backup?" And then Arias gets hurt. And now I'm the same way. I'm like, "Yo, either one of the two, I'm cool with them, man. They both have proven that they could play there." Cuadrado, it doesn't need to happen for him back there, man.
If only we had that luxury at left back, right? If only one of them could play at left, we'd be set.
Yes, man.
But no. But yo, real quick, man, we mentioned Tottenham, we mentioned Davinson. There's some rumors floating around. Lucho Diaz, Luis Diaz from Porto. Porto wants to sell. Lucho wants to go to the EPL. Tottenham sent a bid of 45 million euros to Porto. Lucho, from what I've seen on las redes sociales and what I've read, is that Lucho wants the EPL and he's pushing for the move. But I think the prices Porto is asking for is too low. So do we want to see Lucho in the EPL? Do we want to see, because Son plays on the left side. Son can't play on the right, but I think Son is more effective on the left. Lucho, I don't know. Will he be Son's backup? Will he start? Do we want to see
Son's
him?
nasty, bro.
Do we want to see him in Tottenham?
I don't want to see him in Tottenham.
With Davinson, or do we want to see him at Liverpool?
I would like to see him at Liverpool. I think
neither, to be honest.
Yeah,
he's not gonna play. Liverpool.
But not in Tottenham.
Who's he gonna play over in Liverpool? Salah, Mane.
Oh no,
it's gonna be it would make sense if Liverpool would have pushed now, because like Salah and Mane, they're both in the African Cup of Nations, so Luis Diaz would get a lot of playing time. But for him to go to Tottenham,
no, bro.
I think just stay at Porto and play in the Champions League.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking. It's a step down.
It's a step down, in my opinion.
The last thing I read is that he wants to move. He wants to go to the Premier League. And if he's going to leave in January, it's only the Premier League. But that he's just not convinced that if Tottenham is like the move for him. And it's not. If he's smart, it's not.
Honestly, I think Lucho will go off wherever. But I ideally, I honestly, like in a Spanish team, the way the Spanish the Spanish team play. No, man, I would rather see him like at a Spanish team, because with all that space that he can get on a wing, bro, he will go off like on some like Vini Jr. You know what I mean? That type of like style of play, bro. He'll go off.
He's also built for the Prem. No, he's so hard to take off the ball, and he's so quick. Like you don't see that much in the Premier League.
Pero le van a dar pata.
Yeah.
That's
James. Yeah, James.
James, they kicked him out of the league, man, because
he couldn't withstand
the pressure. No, I want to see. I mean, right now the Prem is the biggest league in the world, the best league in the world, has top teams. So it would be awesome to see Lucho, against the best competition. But I think right now he needs to be at a place where he can still develop. He's still young and he needs that playing time. And I think he's performing at at Porto right now, and he's performing for the national team. He needs to be guaranteed a starting spot in wherever he goes. And Tottenham and Liverpool aren't the only ones interested. I think there are other big teams in Europe interested. So it's just a matter of fact, like where Lucho fits best.
I saw Bayern in one report. I could see him go to Bayern. They rotate so much that he could easily get like solid playing time at Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why these
sure.
games
Mucho frío, como dice James.
No, and Lucho's from La Guajira, so
But that's why these games are so important, though, because if you think about Colombia in the process of trying to qualify, and if they do qualify, that's just going to be more eyes on them. Like, we know that our region gets a lot of eyes for qualifiers, but imagine how magnified that will be with him on the world stage.
No,
like,
World Cup, bro.
hopefully not probably going to go crazy.
Imagine we saw what he could do in Copa America. Imagine Lucho in a World Cup, bro.
Right.
Imagine if we had Lucho in Russia, man.
No,
so that's why this needs to go. This needs to happen. They need to qualify because
if we would have had him for Russia, Peckerman wouldn't have called him up.
He'd been warming up right in front of you.
Right in front of me, literally, like right next to Muriel and Mateus. And, bro, que estrés, man.
No. Pero, okay, yeah, we talked about Peru. We talked about Lucho. We talked about the lineups.
Hey, the question is, do we win against Peru?
Yeah.
Do we win?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think we win. Yes. I'm saying, yeah.
But how are we going to win? Is it going to be vamos a apretar or...
Somos colombianos, siempre vamos a apretar.
Apretamos los 90 como sea.
Pregunta, ¿es que usted no está apretando en este momento o qué?
But no, usually it's the day of the match when the lineups come out where I'm like, all right, this is it. Like I started getting a little bit sweaty, a little bit stressed, and then I need my couple shots of
I feel like La Selección is due for like the most explosive game.
Bro,
like a nice 4-0. I just feel like it's so due, like overdue.
Like a new year, new me. So this is new year.
Yeah,
new
like let's just forget all that. Like we just put 4 past Peru. Like we're good.
Well, I mean, the last 2 times we have played Peru. I mean, we played them once in Copa America, which is the third place.
Yeah.
Right. And what was the score then? It was 3-1.
Like
3-2.
And Lucho scored 2 golazos, right?
Yeah.
And before that, it was the 3-0 in Lima. It was a 3-0 in Lima. But that was a Peru that was Reinaldo's first game in charge.
They didn't beat us in Copa America?
Red. Trauco got a red over there.
Yeah.
I thought they beat us in Copa America in the group stage. Am I wrong?
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1. They beat us 2-1 in the group stage.
Yeah, that was when Zapata was playing on the wing or something like that. It was like
he always plays on the wing, man. It's not even.
It's
the most frustrating thing.
I think the key is what we saw in the friendly, right? Try to get that early goal. I think that early goal changes a lot for Colombia. If we could get one in the first half hour, I think that game opens up so much. Being at home, knowing what type of game it is, knowing what's at stake, I think that's huge for us.
Mm-hmm. James, man, I'm sorry, James. Like we need, like you just said, with the Honduras game, making a difference. We need that Quinterito style of play where you know how to, make the short, you know when to make the short passes to find feet and the long ones to switch to the other side to get Lucho one-on-one, to get Cuadrado on one-on-one scenarios. I think James or whoever, if it's not James, whoever is starting someone has to find the way to dictate the game, to find the through ball to Borja or Borré or Cuadrado or whatever, man. Like
put the team on their shoulders and
they gotta. So we need to find somebody, man, and they need to play ball. Like we haven't seen anything this past 5 games. How many goals have we had?
2 against Honduras in the friendly. But in the qualifiers, it's been way too long since we scored. So it's that we need that statement win like we saw against Chile, right?
Yeah, I think a key difference is that we're the James that is right here, right now, that shows up to Barranquilla. We're talking about 100% fully fit 90-minute James. I don't think I remember the last time where I could say that about the man, where we finally have an 100% healthy James Rodriguez that can play 90 minutes.
I mean, it was definitely key. Before the Reinaldo days.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and he wasn't 100%. I wouldn't say
it was. It was the loss. It was the loss that we had
against Barranquilla, Uruguay.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Yeah, and he wasn't 100%. Like he wasn't match fit in these last the last set of qualifiers. And you saw that. He was slow, kind of slow on the ball. But
Oh, he's always slow.
I'm not gonna lie. No, but hear me out. I'm not gonna lie. I've been seeing him in Qatar, and Qatar, it's not the level that obviously, but they're quick and they're strong.
I seen those goals, bro.
Yeah,
their
they're
goalies are short. Their goalies are short.
Yeah, no. But they're so aggressive. It's and that's made him a more aggressive player. Like I seeing him. Like I've been seeing him put shoulders up and putting players on the ground and fighting. Like I haven't seen James do that in years. So he has that fire back, and we haven't seen that in so long. So if he can put that same energy towards Peru, and he is because he loves La Selección, he loves playing for Colombia, he loves Barranquilla. That's a key difference.
Yeah, I mean the only reason he's in Qatar now is because he wanted those minutes to be called up.
He needed those minutes.
Or if not, he'd been chupando banca and Everton making the same amount of money, right?
Yep.
Well, we don't know. What's it called? Benitez is not there anymore, so maybe he would have been chupando banca. We don't know.
But the thing to me is this game is so prime for anybody to step up, and I think it's funny that we're talking about we said about the right backs. We're talking about James in this point right now, where just a few months ago people were hating on the dude, we never want to see him wear a Colombia shirt again, and now we're dog, if he could score, James is back.
I don't understand.
We'll forget everything.
Bro. I see the James haters do every time James scores a goal or has an assist or pre-assist or whatever. Dude, our Parceros United timeline on Twitter is full of haters, bro. What is he doing in Qatar?
That's not an assist. That's not an assist. And we're like, bro, what you mean? He just passed it to the guy that scored.
That's literally this. No, I don't understand the hater. The guy who has given La Selección tantas alegrías, he's always stepped up when he puts that number 10 on, that yellow number 10 on. You can't hate on the man. We need him. We need him right now.
Until James doesn't show up with La Selección, we cannot say anything because he's always showed up. He's always showed up, and now it's time to show up. What Miguel said, we got to make a statement against Argentina. It will be a huge confidence booster, and that's something that I don't know if you noticed the past few games. Even in Barranquilla, it's there's no vibes. We need, hopefully, even James coming back, they bring the vibes back and they bring the alegría back to the game.
Andy, we need you out there.
Bro, we need vibes.
I got my sign ready. I'm out here.
Oh, wait. You got your sign ready? Wait,
yes, sir. You got it.
It better say, what a sign at?
Let's go.
You brought the same sign? Oh, no.
Yes, sir. That's the one. It's true, though, because,
even the library, man.
I think even Borré was talking about it today. It was the psychological part is where we need to improve and win at. And it's dog, that's what we've been missing for so long. We need to see that energy that they play with. The dancing.
Our type of soccer, exactly. It's our type of soccer, man. Mover la pelota, un lado para el otro. James over here to one side, to Lucho, and boom. That would be amazing, bro.
And I'm telling you, that first goal goes in early. Olvídese, para a tumbar el metro, weón. Se va a tumbar eso, weón.
Hey, take video.
Sírvalo.
You gotta take video and shout out Parceros United,
You already know.
We out there. ¿Qué te iba a decir? No, bro, let's look at some of the, some of our competitors. I think we have the easiest schedule, out of Peru. Who's this? Uruguay and Chile. So we have the easiest schedule, though I don't want to go into Venezuela, needing a victory or needing a point, against
there's no reason Colombia cannot win all these games. Argentina, they don't have Messi, so that's big. They don't have Messi and they don't have El Guido Rodriguez. That's huge. So I don't know. They can easily come into all these games and win. Maybe a tie against Argentina. I'll take a loss against Argentina. It is what it is. What? What's so funny?
What Miguel just said. For our boys in Atlanta, we'll make some signs to put a Big Sky. Shout out to Big Sky.
That Bolivia game is in Barranquilla or en La Paz?
It's in
Barranquilla.
No, Paz. Eso hay que ganar también.
These games are all winnable.
But not only are these games winnable, all of the other games and other schedules have bounced our way. The fact that we're still in hope, like we still got hope somehow after all these ties and not scoring goals and not like taking advantage of those teams that we usually have to beat to make it, like Ecuador and Paraguay. Like it tells you how crazy it will be for us not to make it, which is like Colombia has to win. Colombia has to win out.
It's in our hands. It's in our hands.
It's in our hands.
But quickly about Argentina, we play them. We play on Tuesday. I think this is
I'm scared.
Colombia's best chance to beat Argentina for the first time since that 2019 World Cup. You know, they don't have Messi, and I think they're going to be experimenting a lot because, you know, in the World Cup, Messi maybe can't play all the games, right? So he's going to need some rest. Maybe this is the time where Scaloni experiments a bit without Messi.
Which, does he have COVID?
I saw a tweet out there that he got COVID.
There's some
coach Scaloni.
Yeah, so something that we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next episode because there's COVID stuff going on. But even then, man, it's Argentina. So yeah, they're gonna be rotating, whatever, trying out new things. Yeah, they're gonna try out Dybala, Di Maria. like bro, Papu Gomez. Sí, no, like we talk about Yaser. They're talking about trying out Dybala and Papu Gomez, bro. It's still, to me, Argentina is scarier without Messi. Because you really don't know. Argentina is scary without Messi because now you're asking 110% from everybody. Don't get me wrong, Messi's Messi, yo. Hey, I'm Messi over Cristiano because Messi is the best, in my opinion, ever. To me, he's one of the best.
Anyways,
ever,
okay. Yeah, we know this.
Disclaimer. No, you know that, but look, Santi doesn't know that. Just disclaimer. But I think Argentina.
All right, time out for Santi.
Hey, I was like,
I think Argentina could be a lot more just functional as a team without Messi. We don't know that.
Yes. They used to say that all the time about Barcelona, though. They used to say, when Messi's gone, they're going to play more as a team.
Have you seen the way Argentina has been playing with Los Celso and Paredes in the middle?
Yeah, with Messi.
With Messi, you know, dropping back as that false nine behind Lautaro. But but I don't think
try Papu.
Yes, do that. They have quality, but it's not the same thing saying Messi on the field and Messi versus Argentina, Messi not on the field, man.
Yeah, bro.
The players give much more when Messi's on the field, man. These guys are already qualified. Scaloni's going to try new things. Scaloni probably won't even be on the bench because he has COVID. I think this is Colombia's best chance. You know, Colombia plays well against the greats and then plays bad against the smaller teams.
Hey, but we still don't beat the greats. That's the key. Like we gotta get. We play well.
We're so close.
We play well against the greats, but everyone talks about the mentality that Peckerman gave us. But we haven't beat Brazil and we haven't beat Argentina since.
We beat Argentina in Copa America.
In qualifiers,
they didn't beat us.
In
the Copa America
qualifiers.
In this last one that they technically didn't beat us, and we had them. We had them.
Close. That's what I'm saying, man.
Everyone tells me.
I think this is a chance for Colombia to go. Are they playing at the Monumental? I'm not sure. We'll know that by next episode. But Colombia's best chance to win in Argentina. So I think
if they can get a good result like that explosive result that we're talking about against Peru, they're going in there and they're gonna want to win. If they can get that psychological point where we just beat Peru 3-2. I'll take a 2-0, to be honest with you, as my explosive win. A 2-0, 2 goals in a clean sheet. I'll take that.
I'll take a
if
1-0.
they can get,
I don't even want to.
If they can take a win, if they can get a win against Peru, we're looking good against Argentina.
Yeah, like I don't even want to. Like it's hard to even go past Peru, bro, because let's just focus on Peru. We got enough episode, and we'll talk about Argentina later, man. But we don't beat Peru, bro.
You guys talked about like the results and things going our way. This is another thing that's in our way. Like we're not facing a team in Argentina going there that they need points to qualify. Like they're good. That doesn't change everything, but it does change a little bit. Factoring in what happens Friday against Peru, obviously that's the most important thing, like you said. But that's what we need, man.
Dibu Martinez, yeah, dude. I don't like that.
Un gol de Jerry.
It's the only thing I want. Yo, if Colombia doesn't qualify to no,
hold on.
Time out.
Hold on.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hey. Can't say those words over here, man.
Where'd they go? Nah, bro. But that game against Argentina in Copa America was the most toxic I've ever been in a soccer game in my life, to be honest.
I was furious, dude.
We were supposed to record right afterwards, bro. We didn't. Like we were just like, bro.
I would have said some absurd stuff, but
dude.
it was bad. It was bad.
We would have been out of character.
But the thing about that man is that he keeps going. Like he has fed off that one moment, like this whole entire season. Like he did it to Bruno Fernandes. He did it to Ronaldo. And
that's it.
And then the next, and then the next team, he eats 4 goals.
Mhm.
Like I know I'm going off topic, but like, that man, he is so frustrated.
He's doing it for Argentina, though. He's doing it for Argentina,
is.
man.
We need Jerry to get his little
somebody.
Anyone. But yeah, Parceros, thank you, Santi, so much for joining us for the first time.
Uy, se le fue internet. He out. He was like, I'm out.
He's like, I'm out.
I was gonna say thank you, Andy, for joining.
But thank you, Andy, bro. You're gonna see it later. But appreciate it for showing up, guys.
Gracias. Thank you everyone who joined. Miguel, Jonathan,
Nick
Levallo, everyone that joined. This is Parceros Take, episode 16 in the books. Nos vemos, parceros.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Hacerle fuerza.
Pray. I like that better.
Do something.
Hopefully, Sunday we'll be talking something else. Happiness.
Vamos, parceros. Gracias.